What is going on, guys? Winner Kills here. Welcome to a brand new post-commentary duel video. Today we got Photon-Galaxy versus True Draco. This duel, at least I guess I should say my Photon-Galaxy build is post-Soul Fusion because I do have Soul Flare. I do have a lot of the new support cards that aren't out yet, but I wanted to put together the build and just test it with pretty much all the new cards that it's going to be getting in the future because I love Photon-Galaxy. It's a deck that I played long before I played Mermail, and it's just super near and dear to me, and I love playing the deck. So as you see, started the turn off with Thrasher, into Vanisher, Desires, and then I get to normal summon Wizard here, make him level 8, use Expedition to summon Soldier. Soldier will get its effect on summon, add another copy of Soldier, and my turn is just starting off really strong. I special summon another Soldier from my hand by discarding Galaxy Eyes. I like Desires in this deck. I think I'm gonna be honest. I really do like Desires in this deck. I think it's a fantastic card. I just think it works out alright. I think it just fixes your hand sometimes and allows you to do what you need to do, despite what you might end up banishing. So we end our turn with Soul Flare and a copy of Cyber Dragon Infinity. Now, the way we set this up, I didn't know what my opponent was playing. I literally laid out 3 random decks. He laid out 3 of his random decks, and we rolled die, and this ended up being the matchup. So I think that's how we're going to do that from now on, because that way no one has sort of an unfair, you know, subconscious advantage on how to make their first turn feel. So this has ended up being what that matchup was. But as you see, he had Rocky Boy to start off his turn. That's basically going to turn my Cyber Dragon Infinity into a token and clear Soul Flare Dragon, no problem. Swinging for a total of, I believe, 2,400 damage. So I'm down quite a bit. We're going to get things started now this turn with that Photon Sanctuary. That's going to go ahead and special summon 2 Photon tokens, 2,000 attack, 0 defense. But I can only special summon light monsters for the rest of the turn, but that's no big deal because, well, when we play light monsters in the main and in the extra deck, so there's absolutely nothing to worry about there. Cyclone is going to go and target his set. He's going to flip a face-up Apocalypse and then use that to tribute for an Ignis. And that will clear one of the tokens off the field. No big deal. Bit of a misplay on my part. I should have played Cyclone first, then summoned out the tokens off of the Sanctuary, but either way, I still could lose a token potentially to that True Draco Apocalypse. So I reborn out that Infinity and suck up the Dynamite Knight. Of course, he's already chained the effect earlier this turn to, I believe, activate that True Draco or True King's Return. And now I'm sort of left with this a little bit of an awkward field here. But I do have Galaxy 0, and that's going to just go ahead and revive Photon Vanisher randomly. And then I use those 2 monsters to special summon Galaxy Eyes via his effect, which is you contribute 2 monsters with 2,000 or more attack to special summon them from your hand. I run over the Ignis with it, and then I swing into his defense position Ignis with my Infinity. And then, of course, he has the Rocky Boy again during his turn. There's not much that I can do in preparation for that other than try to get number 90 on the field or just try to get beat sticks that I know he can't deal with. Unless he has cards like that. He does have to get rid of the turn to clear Galaxy Eyes, which is fine by me. But then he's going to go ahead and be able to run over Infinity with Ignis for 100 points. And then swing in with that Rocky Boy for another 2k. So I'm taking about 4,400 so far. And that's going to be it for game 1 as I draw into a copy of Photon Vanisher. Unusable in that state. So we just go ahead and immediately go into game 2. Not wasting any more time. So here, I think I opt to go first, as I do with this deck. I always want to go first. Start things off with Photon Sanctuary, one of the best and most versatile cards in the deck. Gives you targets for Orbital, Link plays, gives you targets for Galaxy Knight, gives you Tribute Fodder for Galaxy Eyes. The card does so much for you. That's why I love the card. It does a whole lot other than just getting 2 tokens on the field for a Link, and it's fantastic. Gives you a target for, you know, what I'm doing here to allow me to special summon Photon Vanisher. That'll also search me Galaxy Eyes, and then I summon that Knight or that Soldier by discarding Galaxy Eyes to the grave, because I usually want to get him in the grave before I go into Soul Flare. But this build, I was playing in the extra deck 2 Soul Flare and 1 Hyperstar because I'm not sold on cutting Hyperstar just yet. I think Hyperstar is a little too good and a little too versatile to cut all together just for the 3 Soul Flare Dragon. And I really didn't think, and it's actually good because I don't think Soul Flare is that great in this matchup. So I actually don't even think I make Soul Flare Dragon. because I have a knight in hand, and I really want to get that rank 8 play off, and I don't want to have to worry about not being able to add back Galaxy Eyes, you know, for my grave to hand off Soul Flare to use his pitch to pop effect during his main phase. So I don't even go into Soul Flare Dragon here. I just go into good old Hyperstar, and with the 2 tokens, then I normal summon that Knight, and that's going to revive out the Galaxy Eyes with its own effect. And then we go into number 90, and then I think I have a Galaxy Zero, or Monster Reborn it looks like. Going to reborn that Orbital, and then go right into Photon Blast Dragon. I could summon the Galaxy Eyes from my hand, but I opt not to. I just want to hold on to it for now because I don't want to overextend too much. But right now, he cannot target or destroy any of my cards with card effects, thanks to Starliege Photon Blast Dragon's effect. Basically states that any monster with 2,000 more attack cannot be targeted or destroyed by opponent's card effects. So he's going to get his turn started there with the Duality and get Monarch's Erupt, one of my kryptonites, really, just with any deck that I play. And I add Sanctuary, of course, in response to the Duality with number 90 as a good backup play. And then I get things started here by summoning the Galaxy Soldier, discarding that. He's going to change summon limit, which actually does hurt me a lot. He does main deck the summon limits. It's a tough card to deal with. It really doesn't hurt him too much, as he's only really ever going to be summoning 2 monsters in a turn. And now I know you guys have seen me get mirror forced plenty times with this deck, but I was cautious. I'm main decking 2 copies of Cosmic or Galaxy Cyclone, and it's so great to be able to search that card off of Wizard. It does take up my normal summon to get it, but I'd rather lose a normal summon for a back row hate card that I can just search for free. I do Cyclone the set card. He doesn't chain it. He just lets it get destroyed, and that does destroy my Hyperstar, and I do get to add back a card off of that. But what that does is it allows him to be able to target and destroy my Starliege Blast Dragon. But that's why Starliege Blast and Hyperstar are so volatile, because then even Starliege Blast Dragon himself cannot be destroyed or targeted by card effects. But I flip the only other 2 monsters that I could put in attack position to avoid things like Mirror Force, because they cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects thanks to Starliege Photon Blast Dragon. During his standby phase or main phase, I detach to summon one of my Galaxy Eyes that's in my grave with Blast Dragon, and that's going to be enough to win me that game. I think he had too many traps and not enough monsters there. A little bit unlucky, but, you know, that's Yu-Gi-Oh! Sometimes. He's going to get his turn started here. He's going to go first, not allow me to get set up, obviously. I'm going to tribute that Disciples for Ignis, set 2. And then I'm going to start my turn off by normal summoning the Galaxy Wizard. I'm going to tribute for cost, search that Cyclone. I want to be real aggressive and just grab Cyclone immediately, because Cyclone does the job of, like, you know, a Twin Twister, but it's a little slower, obviously. I don't have to discard. Twin Twister, not the greatest in this deck, because you don't really want to be discarding anything unless you're discarding it off Soldier. Cyclone hits the set Stormforce, which will prove to be a problem. He does chain it, so I'm just really hoping he doesn't have Apocalypse, which, you know, or Return, because that's going to allow him to tribute something that I have during my turn, which sucks. I trade in away the Galaxy Eyes and then use Return here. He's going to tribute it away and summon out another Ignis. I use Orbital, equip that to Soldier, send it to search a Vanisher. Vanisher gets summoned by his own effect, and then I search another copy of Galaxy Eyes. Now, Return of the Dragon Lords is so good. I'm so glad I'm playing back to my old build with trade-ins and, you know, Desires, Galaxy Cyclones, Return of the Dragon Lords, because those cards are just too good not to play. I don't care. I like it. It's way better than World Legacy Succession. 3 Advancer. It's just not good, that build. I'm sorry. It's just not. And then Galaxy Zero revives out that other Soldier. It should be an attack position. That's my bad. I would just slipped my mind at the time. But I think I just used it to end up to Ixie summoning something anyways. And it actually puts me at a disadvantage because it's in defense anyways, because it has 0 defense. And then I have another Return to summon out a Galaxy Eyes from grave. I use that and the Vanisher to go into Galaxy Eyes Soul Flare, add back Galaxy Eyes, and then go into Infinity. Use that to suck up an Ignis. So I do use the effect to suck up. Then he does chain Apocalypse here. I think this is why yeah. So Apocalypse chain. He's going to tribute away Ignis. So my target for Cyber Infinity is gone. I didn't want to negate and destroy because then I just lose my Infinity or my Soul Flare. I didn't want to do that. So I just let it miss and let him tribute and have everything. So now my 2700 attack, Infinity is now down to like 1350, and Soul Flare is down to 1000. He's able to run over it for 1050. Can't get over the Soul Flare just yet, or with, of course, with no other monsters, can't get over it just yet. I still have Cyclone in grave. It's tempting just to banish it right now and pop it because I know I have return to save it, but I don't save it. I think I just wanted the card to go because I wanted to get it off the field because I have another copy of Sanctuary. And then he has Monarch's Erupt. He does chain, of course, that Ignis earlier on the I believe on the activation of Sanctuary to Surge. But he does flip up Monarch's Erupt now, so anything that isn't Tribute Summon has its effects negated, which is rough. So we play the Sanctuary to get our 2 tokens going, just to get some board presence. Could lead into a possible Link play. And now I normal summon Wizard, and Wizard says you can tribute him for cost, and effects, of course, can still be activated under the Monarch's Erupt, so I do tribute for cost, and then Galaxy Wizard will activate Engrave. Unfortunately, that doesn't instant get me an out for Erupt because, of course, when you play Cyclone from hand, it only destroys set cards, so I'll have to wait an extra turn to clear that card. And I tribute the 2 tokens for Galaxy Eyes, and swing over the Ignis. I think I used the Cyclone for the return earlier, so I didn't have another Cyclone effect to use this turn, so I do have to pass back to him and then use his Disciples to recycle 3 and get another draw. He does tribute the Disciples for Ignis, plays Heritage, draws another card. I know there's a bit of a glare there, I do apologize. I'm gonna set 1 card, still has that Erupt. Now Erupt says that if you don't control a tribute summon monster during your next end phase, you destroy the card, but lucky he was able to get another tribute summon monster on his field before the next end phase. I banish Cyclone to clear that Erupt, and I normal summon Galaxy Knight. I think that was one of the best cards that I could have drew. I normal summon it. Unfortunately, I don't have a target engraved for him to summon, but I still get to normal summon him out as an 1800 body. I run over Ignis. He uses it, the return to revive the Ignis. I kill it again with the Monarch's Erupt. Here I was debating on whether or not to go into Soul Flare, Felgrand, Hope Harbinger, or number 90, because like they all had their benefits in the situation. I thought Soul Flare might be good to go into because I can just destroy whatever he brings out with the return, which like isn't that threatening, because that literally doesn't stop the best card that he could possibly draw into, which would be like Diagram, Demise, Duality, any of his power spells. So I think what I end up doing after some careful consideration, let's go ahead and go into number 38, Hope Harbinger, Titanic Galaxy. Now, what sucks about him is, yeah, see, I go into 90 and then I change my mind last minute, going to get Titanic Galaxy. Now, what sucks about him is you can't Xyz change over him because he's not a Galaxy Eyes monster. He's a Galaxy monster, but not a Galaxy Eyes monster, which really, really sucks. And then he just, of course, during his turn, revives Ignis and passes, and I just go to attack into it here, and he tributes the return for Apocalypse to have, goes to destroy it, then I banish the return, I pass it back, he passes back, and then I rip into a Rhoda for Vanisher. Vanisher grabs me another Galaxy Eyes. Luckily I still have another copy in deck. But right now, my Hope Harbinger is at 15. I forget here that I can't Xyz change. So I try to go in full armor, then Cypher Blade, and I'm like, oh wait, it's not a Galaxy Eyes monster. I can't do that. So I'm just stuck with this 1500 attack, number 38, and of course Photon Banisher can't attack this turn. Luckily, he has no Mirror Force or anything like that. Anything that would force another use of Return Engrave. I already had to use one. And he does summon Rocky Boy here, and then play his Duality, revealing Diagram, Maiden, and Heritage. This man hasn't seen Diagram all match until now. And then he's going to play Diagram. Can't even negate it with Hope Harbinger because, well, Rocky Boy is in play, and there's not much I can do there. I think he doesn't, yeah, I think he just pops the the Apocalypse instead. I opt not to save the Harbinger right now. I just let him go to grave, and I played it very risky there because I figured, you know, he's just gonna run it over anyways with Rocky Boy because it's 19, and you know, Harbinger is at that 1500 attack permanently thanks to that Apocalypse earlier in this game. Use another copy Disciples here, recycle 3 more, really getting his engine going here. Yeah, it sucks that he sees, you know, Apocalypse now, because now I start to get outpaced a bit, and then runs it over the Vanisher with the Ignis, and then swings in directly for 19. I rip the Photon Thrasher, the last one in the deck. Special it, normal, Knight, without tributing, and that revives Galaxy Eyes. He chains Ignis to get a search. That was literally the best card I think I could have drawn other than Soul Charge or Monster Reborn. With a return still in grave. Feels Goodman. Now I'm able to go into a rank 8 here. It's a blessing to be able to go into a rank 8 at this point in the game, honestly. I make a pretty cool play here. So I go into Cypher Dragon, and I use this to steal his monster. Because there's a really cool play here you can do with Full Armor Photon. So you overlay over top of Cypher, pop his diagram, and then I lay into Cypher Blade and pop the Ignis that was on my side of the field, because Cypher Blade can destroy any card anywhere, regardless of his position. So I use it to just destroy the Ignis. I get my Cypher Blade, or my regular Cypher, into the grave. So if my Cypher Blade does die, I can revive that out of the grave for free. And again, I still have that return in grave. But he's going to go ahead and resolve another another Disciples effect, and then use Duality. Reveals 2 traps and a Maiden. Feels it's better to get that board presence. And then summon Maiden and swing over Thrasher for 200. Unfortunately, I don't think any of the traps he had to reveal would have been able to do enough for him. He does flip up summon limit at the start of the turn, and I pop Maiden because I just want to be able to get more damage in at this point. I feel like that's more of a priority. Normal summon Wizard, tribute it, and search Galaxy Soldier. Summon Soldier by pitching Galaxy Eyes to get another Knight for another play, because I know I can pretty much save Cypher Blade from anything this turn via return. So I swing in for 32. Can't normal summon. I already had to use my normal summon on the Galaxy Wizard to get Soldier, to get Knight, to get that Galaxy Eyes Engrave to be able to use Knight's effect. And yeah, so right now, looking pretty good. The summon limit's not hurting me too much. I have 5 cards left in deck. I think I have a Galaxy Knight in hand, and one other card. I'm not sure what it is. I think I have like 1 monster left in deck, and it's Photon Orbital, and there's no other targets for him to search. Normal summons the Dynamite Knight, tributes the summon limit, kills the Soldier, and then I draw for turn. Normal summon Knight because I do still control a Galaxy or Photon monster. He activates Skill Drain here to stop, you know, from me reviving the Galaxy Eyes from the grave. And here, he'll take 1,000, puts him down to 1,100. He flips up Mirror Force. I'll lose Galaxy Knight to that, and then I'll swing over for 700. Puts him down to 400, I believe. And then I play Monster Reborn here in main phase 2, and then summon out Hope Harbinger, which Monster Reborn was a huge rip. And then I end up negating the what is it, the Demise, and that's it. I'm actually able to take the match, which is, I think I got lucky. He just didn't open up too great game 2, just too many traps. I definitely got lucky, because most times I play against True Draco, I usually lose really hard, because Rocky Boy is a thing, and then Skill Drain and Erupt is a thing. No matter what I'm playing, if I'm playing like Photons, or if I'm playing Mermails, like the whole extra link board just gets Skill Drained or Erupt, and then you just lose. But it's only one deck that has that capability for right now. But that's just, again, a little bit of a sneak peek of what Photons will be capable of in the future. Yeah, hope you guys are excited for Photons like I am. If any of you plan to pick up the deck, or maybe some of you have it and you're thinking like, oh, should I invest into it right now? I think it's definitely worth it. I think it'll definitely be at least a decent tier 2 deck for the most part once everything is out. We do have to wait a little while, but I think the wait will be well worth it. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. As always, Winter Kill signing out. We'll see you in the next one.